AGM. Colin was there asking Mike Ashley a question at the AGM, which he denied, and obviously 9 months later we know where we're at now. So I'm not going to go through in depth with each one because I just want to give you a reminder of all the work that you've done basically. Obviously lots of you are involved with the label exchange, it went down well on social media. We're working with our young members, our industrial members, our retired members. So this has really been a coalition, both an internal coalition and an external coalition and an international coalition to get us to the point we're at. So that was when, obviously, when 40 was in court, accused of giving workers 15 minutes notice, but making them redundant. We started interacting with the workers there at the warehouse. Collins Street did the quiet flash mob, which is now up to how many thousand views?
134,000 views.
Which is amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. So, last in December, we started to see a reaction with their share price and their valuation, and we started getting strange bed partners. Even the institutional directors wanted to get involved with us. MPs started listening to what we had to say. I think even Shirebrooks started to ask questions in Parliament about sports directors. Yes, the depths we reached. And so at Christmas we did some more actions again linked to that choir song, and we all did some bad singing outside Sports Direct stores up and down the country, and that was the first time that our Croatian colleagues started to get involved with us. There's no Sports Direct in Croatia, but they wanted to affect their online sales. So we want to say international solidarity there. And the big hit we had was starting to work with football fan groups with our colleagues in North East Yorkshire and Humber and the National Shop Stewards Network. We smuggled that banner in. I think it was only up for about a minute, and we got massive coverage, which again takes us to a wider audience. The fan groups wanted to support the campaign. We did a subtle campaign in Scotland. Scotland rejects, obviously, exploitative employment practices up and down the country for a week, culminating in an action at Rangers again. We didn't even have to get permission to put the banner up in the Rangers match, and we left it there all day as well. Again, in February, just to keep the pressure on, we did the Show Your Workers Some Love actions, which I'm sure you're all involved with, where we gave Valentine's cards out with joining packs, obviously to the workers, and we did this kind of interaction from Truro to Newcastle, Revolution in a Cake, you can't beat it. And then we gave a petition in with 21,000 signatures on that day, more interaction with the workers, more interaction at the stores. We're starting to see a relationship change with the workers now. They want to listen to what we've got to say. We're sort of overcoming some levels of fear, and they're starting to join. Again, these are the kind of coalitions we've been involved with. MPs are starting to listen to what this campaign's about. They weren't really interested, even local MPs weren't really interested when we started the campaign. The big thing that we've managed to do is working with the education departments and working with United to put these ESOL classes on. We've now got 150 people attending the classes, and these are the people that went down to the Biz Select Committee that gave evidence. These are the people who've been taking pictures inside Sports Direct. These are the people who've been telling us all the stories about the agencies taking £10 out of their wages just to draw their own wages out. So without these ESOL classes, there's no way we could have taken the campaign to the next level. These are the people who've stepped up to become reps inside Sports Direct, bring people here. We couldn't do that without the ESOL classes. We were trying to organise at the gates. The fee is too high for people to join. So, yeah, ESOL, everybody aware of that?
Oh, yeah.
English, we speak to other languages? Yeah. Right, so these are the kind of things that started to happen. Memberships doubled. When they walk up from the agency drivers, their share price plummeted, their valuation plummeted, and I think they've got their annual profits to be announced on Thursday at the political school, which is very apt. The Biz Select Committee, you all know about that, but we're having a big push to get there, getting down there. We had workers that came out and thanked us for the 20p pay rise. Thanked us, right. And obviously the media coverage across all platforms. When we first started on September the 9th, the print reached 26.5 million. Our hashtag, which is really strong, was trending above the Queen being the longest serving monarch on that day. We've since had it trending loads of times. So we're starting to get small wins now. So obviously, drops up the up to 100 index. And what's interesting, even the financial papers use our images. The images of Collins members dressed up in Victoria with flat caps and tashes and that image is used worldwide now. So we've got these creative images, even the financial papers will pick it up. And then we have to eventually get him down. Now, I was in two minds whether it was best for us for him not to turn up. I really wanted him not to turn up, and that would have forced a debate from where power lies in this country. Does it lie with the MPs or does it lie with the multinationals? We've all got a rough idea. So I was thought, if he doesn't turn up, it's going to force this full house debate. And 2 days before, obviously we had this subtle campaign running, trying to get him down there. And 2 days before he turns up, so we put all this pressure on, even at the England-Australia match, and he turns up. So this is the first time Steve and Luke, our officers dealing with this campaign, are able to give this evidence about women giving birth on the shop. 5 instances of pregnancy-related sicknesses, ambulance call-outs linked to this workplace. 110 ambulance call-outs, cars are stroke in the canteen, things are sleeping. All these things we're able to start bringing out because we've got parliamentary privilege. And then eventually, when he gets on the stand, I was lucky enough to be in the room when he was there, and he admits he's broken the law. He's admitted he's broken the law. This is the kind of coverage we got just on that day. Massive coverage, massive amount of front page, massive amount of press coverage, social media coverage. Big news for us. And just before, like I said, just before we go into that, and this is where we're at now. I mean, this campaign was really fragile when we started it. Really fragile, led by ourselves, the young members, and one industrial officer, and like I said, in East Midlands, so a really fragile starting point. And look where we're at now. Look at the far-reaching effects this campaign can have, and the potential it's got. I mean, it looks like they're going to accept our recommendations on cross-party consensus acceptance as well, which will be massive. Extending, obviously, the remit of the Gang Licensing Authority, the Health and Safety Executive, tied to regulations on agency practice. But the big one, if this campaign can lead to legislation to ban zero-hour contracts, that's going to affect millions of people's chances of getting decent jobs in the UK, isn't it? From our campaign. So this is how big this campaign has become. Now the next action, obviously, we're not going to do a banner picture today. This obviously meant for the political school. But the HMRC settlement, we're about to get that, and the Mail estimate that's £20 million owed in back pay to those workers. 20 million quid. 4 years not being paid the national minimum wage. 4 years, and that's what you've done, that's what we've done together to get those workers that money. War on Want are doing a Summer of Shame activity with ourselves, and we're gearing up to the AGM on September 7th. So through this body, and through your branches and through your regions, I want you to come. I want to make sure this AGM is better than last year's AGM. I think we had 35 actions last year. I want at least 50 actions this year.
Okay. Where is the AGM?
Where is it? It's going to be Shirebrooks again.
I know you want us around doing
I want actions all over the UK.
Can I just say something just on the key thing of why this is so important to the community, not just for the workers in Shirebrook and elsewhere, but it's the whole issue around agency work, particularly for the trade union. How can anybody join a trade union if you can be just told next day you've joined a trade union, you're out of work? And that's a massive issue at Sports Direct. And we must crack that issue, otherwise they're the benchmark for a lot of industries. It's not just Sports Direct.
No.
But in Derbyshire, and I'm sure it's the same all rest of the country, anybody who goes to sign on, when they sign the job seekers agreement, they have to sign up to 2 agencies. So this is actually government-sponsored daylight robbery.
Yeah. And that's a great lead into the video, Carl. As if we planned it, mate, wasn't it?